masuk, kena scan ni atas. Jom, let's go. Minum dulu. Put sign.
Thank you very much for joining us, and also to our international delegates as well as our participants from West Malaysia and Sabah. It is indeed an honor to welcome all of you here to this beautiful yet humble city of Kuching.
Global Muslim Business Forum. I am so pleased to talk to you at the opening ceremony of this first working day. As you know, this is the second edition. So last year,
and Chairman KSI Strategic Institute for Asia Pacific.
Cambodia.
PIC
Sini kau boleh dia.
Mr.
Mana
Yusuf
dah map?
Kalawi, Secretary General
Sini.
Islamic Chamber of
Jauh
Commerce,
ke?
and the
Macam dekat dulu ni.
Ladies and gentlemen,
First stop
we
today.
now are ready, and we would like to invite our speakers, starting from, please welcome on stage, a big round of applause for Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Dr. Haji Abdul Aziz bin Dato' Haji Hussein, Chairman of Sarawak Economic Development Corporation, SEDC. And invite Engineer Ashraf El Tanbuli, Chief Executive Officer, the Islamic Chamber Halal Services, ICHS, Egypt. And the next speaker is Mr. Yusri Safri, Senior Vice President for Contract and Procurement, Sarawak Energy. And our next speaker is Dr. Ruth P. Briones, Chairman and CEO of Green Energy Solutions Incorporated, Philippines. Professor Major Dr. Dr. Engineer Chin Yu Sin JP, Advisor for Asia Pacific Region, Global One Belt. Prime Minister's Department Malaysia. Tepukan untuk kesemua speaker dan moderator kita.
Excellencies, Country Moderator, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to participate in this 2023 Global Muslim Business coal plants, and also transitioning our off-grid diesel with solar and solar hybrid systems. Thanks. So the strategic shift to hydropower has laid the foundation.
You can talk about, IR 5.0 curriculum, you can talk about digitization of everything, but when you have schools with the quality of the 60s or the 70s in 2023, I don't think that would be an appropriate discussion. So this is where I would be very thankful to the state government of Sarawak. When we work together, I managed to channel 1 billion to tackle the issues of dilapidated schools. I hope this government will continue it, because I trust that the access to quality education is the rights of every citizen, regardless of their age, regardless where they're coming from, regardless of the ethnicity they belong to. And for that, I think we should work together. When we talk about education, it's not only the sole responsibility of the Minister of Education or Ministry of Higher Education, it's also the responsibility of the state government, local councils, Ministry of Digital Technology, because you're talking about connectivity of internet, you're talking about connectivity of networking, you cannot abandon that. The Minister of Rural, they should play a greater role, and nobody can work in silos. We should work together. It's a collective effort. Just like the African proverb says, it requires the whole village to raise a child. Thank you very much.
Muslim Business Forum 2023, we have all our distinguished speakers.
Cek meja di
other guests on in the podium room.
recuerdo. Silakan.
Better on Spain.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all,
We would like now to continue with the plenary session 2, but before that, we would like to invite our esteemed speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the Honorable Dr. Haji Hazlan bin Abang Haji Ibni, Deputy Minister for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Sarawak. And yang berbahagia, Professor Dr. M. bin Shamsuddin, former Chairman of Muhammadiyah and former Special Envoy of the President of Indonesia for Interfaith and Inter-Civilizational Dialogue Indonesia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Technologist Dr. Muhammad Nur Azman Hassan, Deputy Secretary General, Technology Development, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Mark Rosario, Board Member of Petronas Gas Berhad and former CEO of National Innovation Agency, AIM Malaysia, and Dr. Muhammad Abdul Hakim Al-Kandi, Managing Director for Markas Knowledge City, India. And we would like to welcome on stage our moderator. A round of applause for Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Vasihar Hassan Abdul Razak, Co-Chairman for Global Muslim Business Forum, Executive Vice Chairman, KSI Strategic Institute for Asia Pacific, Board Director for Bank Rakyat Malaysia, former Chairman of RHB Islamic Bank, Malaysia. With the plenary session 2 entitled Innovations in the Muslim World, I hand over to our moderator, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri.
And recently we just passed in the ongoing Dewan Undangan Negeri sitting the environment bracket carbon emission bill or ordinance, going to be an ordinance soon, which covers anything to do with carbon, CCUS, levies and so on. That will be the first in Malaysia and probably the first in this region of the world.
We call it Sunnatullah, laws on nature, laws by the creator of natures, and therefore innovation, change and transformation is a must.
Billion. Our world is in crisis. We are experiencing unprecedented strain and demand in our food systems. However, with challenges come opportunities, and the realm of food trade is no exception. The challenges we face today require us to reimagine our approach to production, consumption, and agriculture.
AI-powered simulations and predictive analytics empower us to anticipate and mitigate disruptions, ensuring efficient production, distribution, and minimizing food waste. Yet the great power comes with great responsibility. The adoption of AI must be guided by ethical considerations, addressing issues of economic inequality, data privacy, ownership, and the digital divide. Collaborative efforts among governments, organizations, and stakeholders are essential to establish regulations and infrastructure that support responsible AI integration to all farmers. There is a
grains. So that Al-Qurtubi, one of the Mufassirin, a prominent Mufassirin, says that this verse shows God want to show that the importance of to produce crops for the human. And then in the Surah Yusuf, when the Prophet Yusuf interpret the dreams about 7 cows eat the others, then this is the solution is about the food security. And then the Egypt after that managed to escape from the drought. After 7 years, they plant and they preserve the crops, so that the 7 years later, when the Egyptian face the drought, they can save and escape from the drought successfully.
If there's anybody, yes, please identify yourself for recording.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Luqman Hamdan. I'm from Young Entrepreneurs Association of Borneo, Darussalam. And I teach entrepreneurship in UNISA, and surprisingly, one of my students, Bachelor of Agriculture in Business Management, would love to ask a question to Datuk Dr. Haji Abdul Rahman. Datuk, how can we get a balance between increasing agricultural productivity and ensuring environmental sustainability? That's the first question to you. And the second question is, how else can we measure the success and impact of these innovations beyond increased yield, ensuring they contribute to broader societal goals like nutrition and environmental conservation? That's what I thought. My personal question goes to Dr. Muhammad Naqib Hamdan. I've been to San Francisco 2 years ago, and I ate the plant-based meat. So please share with me the hukum of eating that meat. Until today, I'm very confused. To Mr. Albert, thank you for your presentation and very, very insightful sharing. I just came back from Beijing and Kunming. They shared how they become amazing country in less than 40 years. But again, maybe I was really confused. I would love to hear from your thoughts. How did China, over the past 40 years, China has lifted nearly 800 million people out of poverty? Maybe from your own side, you have those kind of stories that you would love to share with others. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe.
Two questions for me regarding on environmental sustainability. We human being has to eat, and of course our food is from agriculture, and to cultivate agriculture we have to use our land available to us. So our Right Honourable Premier has instructed us due to our very vast land mass in Sarawak. Actually, we are considered the last frontier of agriculture in Malaysia. We have about 2 million hectares of land available in Sarawak, suitable for agriculture. So it is an irony that why we should import, otherwise we can produce. So this is the instruction by our Premier for us. By the year 2030, we should be net exporter of food instead of we import food. Of course, we must also protect our environment. That's why in every endeavor, we want to cultivate either on the land or on the water that we have. We also have very big area of water for aquaculture. We have many lakes, Batang Air lakes, Bakun, Murung, and coming up Balai. So before we are allowed to do agriculture activities, we must go through various procedures, especially going through EIA report. So it's very important that we must protect our environment. And in Sarawak, we are doing that. And also, before we allow importation of, for example, seeds, now we're talking about hybrid seeds for rice cultivation. we must protect our biosecurity. So, but because we cannot, for example, if the exporting country stop exporting the food product to us, so we will be at a problem of food security later on. So, but we must protect our environment. This is very important. I can't remember the second question posed to me. This is what it's about.
The second question, how else can we measure the success and impact of this innovation beyond increased yields, ensuring they contribute to broader societal goals like nutrition and environmental conservation?
It's a very tough question to answer, but of course, we cannot run away from using new technologies, including artificial intelligence, because without this, we cannot produce both in quantities and quality that we need. But of course, we have to make sure whatever produced not only sufficient but should be safe, as mentioned by one of the speakers. We now can cultivate meat from cells. So we have to use our modern technologies too, so that we can improve the food security crisis that is faced not only us locally, it's also faced by many countries all over the world. Thank you.
Hello. So thank you for the question regarding plant-based meat. Okay. So basically, plant-based meat is meat produced from the plant, and when we talk about meat in Islam, we have two major maxims. The first one, or principle. The first one is al-aslu fil ashya' al-ibaha. The non-condition of anything of all meat is allowed unless you prove otherwise. And this principle goes to anything that related to food. So we don't even for example water, fruit, vegetable, and marine animals. But for the slaughter animal, the norm condition al-aslu fil zabaih at-tahrim. The norm condition for the slaughter animal is haram unless you prove otherwise, which is you prove that the animal is slaughtered according to the Islamic teaching. So the second principle is applied to the cultivated meat because it is from the extracted or harvested from the animal. Okay, so back to the plant-based meat, it will apply or use the first condition, which is allowed unless you prove otherwise. But as I mentioned, the names will impact the halal certification, but not impact the real condition or the real substance of that food. For example, if we type in Google kuih tai, for example, so there is a lot of kuih named by tai, kuih tai itik, tai minyak, tai kucing, tai telinga, and a lot more. And for me, it's also first time for me to hear that. But is it haram? No, because the substance, the element is, all of them is halal. But to receive halal certification, I don't think the halal bodies will allow it and may advise it to change the name, because halal is not only about the element or clean element only, but it is a lifestyle. So the names, the culture are also need to be considered. Okay, so thank you for me.
Just can I clarify on the halalness of the
Nama apa?
plant
Hotdog
based?
loh, Nan.
The plant
Ada
itself
isu
is
juga.
halal.
Ada
It's
isu
only
juga pakai nama hotdog ya. Nah, dapat isu.
Not the flavor, the other element compound used to create the product.
Ya halal tapi
The
nak
only thing
certify
is, the only
takut
two components,
mengerikan lah.
one the alcohol content, the other one is the porcine part. That's it. Don't complicate it, you know. Because I spent 10 years in the halal industry, so I find that sometimes we create issues for no rhyme or reason, you know. So the point of halal is that if you doubt, don't eat it. It's very simple, you know. You don't eat it because you know, even it's halal, you doubt, you can't eat it, you know. Yes, no? So that's why you might be very clear that you read the content, and you know, and the funny thing about the halal industry is that you know we you know there's a lot of competition, a lot of sometimes even rivalry, you know, between nations, the standard, and sometimes the differences is so small. See, actually, the day should come when all Islamic nations under OIC can come to a common standard, so that we can use, you know, like ISO. And, you know, why can't we have it? If about even we are disputing about food, then what else can we do, you know, beyond that? It is so simple as that. You know, it's something so common, you know, which involve our activity daily. You know, we have to produce food. So I hope a day will come that we can come to some. See, for instance, Turkey. You know Turkey? Turkey doesn't certify the item or the product from Malaysia or Indonesia. They certify the authority itself, like Jakim. So if Turkey were to certify Jakim, then all the rest, the product Malaysia can consider halal. So in other words, they already have created the super halal authority, in a sense. It's your turn. Thank you.